This podcast may contain views and opinions which are those of the hosts and do not necessarily reflect the official policy or position of any local agency, organization, union, employee, or company, including the podcast.
Welcome back, everybody.
What's up?
Thank you guys for tuning in. Coming back at you from OCST, Off the Clock Shop Talk.
Off the clock.
Like I said, thank you guys for tuning in every week. Please do. We drop this every Friday. At least we try. Me and George, as you know, we're a little busy during the holidays.
A little bit.
Both of us got sick. We had a bunch of stuff going on. So sorry for the delay, but we had an episode last week. We're going to have one this week and hopefully for the rest of the year.
Yep.
The plan.
It's the plan.
So what's up, George? What's up in the news?
So, I mean, the biggest thing that's going on right now, obviously, is the Palisades fires. So,
There's a lot more than just that one.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's one of the big ones.
Yeah.
Let's just say California is on fire right now.
Is on fire.
If you guys are watching from a different state or an area that's not affected, it's pretty crazy down here in Southern California. We had
A buddy from the UK texted me and asked me if I was okay.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, I've had some people from different states hit me up like, hey, everything okay? And I mean, from all the news accounts, like,
It sounds like
you would think that all of California is on fire.
Well, at some point
some,
it could happen.
Yeah, there's definitely some big areas affected. Orange County at the moment is not one of them, thank God. But you know, to those of you out there in LA County and that are affected by these fires, you know, for me, we pray for you and we wish you guys all the best there. Stay safe, please. Not even houses are worth your life, for sure. So just be careful up there. You know, it's a tragic situation. Obviously, the Santa Ana winds rolled through, which they do every year.
It's weird that it rolled in at this time of year. It's usually like in the fall, I feel like, normally is fire season.
It just
the winds come through.
I agree. It just all different times. It seems like we get it at all like a bunch of weird times now.
Well, the seasons are shifting too, so it's like,
And then who knows, to be honest, who knows what started these fires? I know with the Santa Ana winds, and I don't know if you remember, this started really, really bumping up like maybe like 20, 30 years ago or something like that, where people would start fires when they knew the winds.
Yeah.
I mean, I know there was even like a firefighter busted one time. So people know when these wind events are coming, these dry season wind events, and for some reason like to start fires. I'm not saying that that's what happened here. I know we've definitely had some.
We do have a lot of pyromaniacs that do stuff like that.
We've definitely had some caused by homeless people, encampments.
Yeah.
You know, there's been some different things that have started the fires, but as of right now, I don't think they know what started these ones, right?
Yeah, not yet. Not as far as I know.
And I don't think they're really worried about it at this point.
Yeah, I think they just really are concerned about keeping everything,
we're trying to get stuff controlled.
So let's see. Palisades fire so far, this was updated 2 hours ago. 22,660 acres and numerous homes, businesses, landmarks, Pacific Palisades.
What did you say about structures that was on Thursday or something? I mean, I know we don't have an up-to-date.
Well, let's see. This is literally today, and it says here this is still the Palisades fire, and I'm going to go over the other ones because there's multiples. So this one says more than 12,000 structures remain threatened, and let's see here. They estimate that more than 5,300 structures, including many homes, have been destroyed or damaged.
Wow.
Yeah,
that's a
lot.
That's a lot. And I mean,
just
I've
imagine
seen
5,300 families affected by a fire that they no longer have a home to go home to.
Yeah,
it's a lot of people.
I've seen some of the pictures. I mean, it literally decimated like whole cities.
There's a comparison of the fire, and I don't know if you've ever seen the movie Constantine when he goes to hell, and someone put them side by side, and it literally like they look the same.
Really?
Yeah, because in that version of their hell, it's like a fiery wind the whole time, and then so this one's like the winds are just going, it's like just burning through everything. If I find that clip, I'll put it right here. But it's wild.
I mean, I've seen some pictures of like Arcadia, looks like destroyed.
Yeah.
All the structures in the area are like gone.
Yeah. So the Eaton fire,
Yeah.
13,956 acres, and also tons of structures. It says here officials say 7,000 structures have been damaged in the fire. So more in that one, even though there was less acreage that was burned.
Densely
Yeah, more
populated
denser.
area.
Let's see. Kenneth Fire so far is 1,052 acres. And I don't have any updates on the structures that were damaged. It says that one was 80% contained. So that's good. So they're really keeping that one locked in.
Hopefully.
Yeah.
I mean, the winds definitely have died down.
Yeah. Hearst Fire, 779 acres. And that one is 76% contained as of 8 a.m. this morning for all these.
Okay.
Yeah.
And it is Sunday what's the date? Sunday
Today?
11th?
Today's Saturday.
Oh, excuse me.
Yeah.
Saturday. We usually shoot on Sunday.
We usually shoot on Sunday, but yeah, the 11th.
So yeah, pretty crazy stuff out there, and that obviously affects our members. You know, I've heard a couple different things going on. I know 396 and 495 out there in LA are definitely affected by those areas in a bunch of different ways. Like let's say we come out of UPS, right? So I was just told this morning that we have about 9 or 10 routes out there in the Pacific Palisades.
They're just
that are just I don't know what they're gonna do, and it comes out of a building.
I asked that question to somebody too. It's like, so what happens to all the packages for like literally that building that is completely affected by it? Do they just get returned to sender?
So yeah, George, it's kind of funny you say that. Since the customer counters are closed all throughout the Southland, I don't know how they're doing will calls, because that's where they would do the will calls.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I don't know how UPS is going to get those packages to those people. And I mean, who knows what they are. Some people probably don't care at this point right now.
Well, clearly, I mean, obviously, if your home is burnt down, who gives a shit about your fucking socks that you got off Amazon or whatever?
Yeah, but I mean, also, I mean, they could be something important. It could be, there's definitely some stuff that is going to be like important to receive. I just it's kind of crazy.
It's wild.
That whole thing with the routes thing.
So they're just like partial routes that go out, or?
I don't know. I mean, from the looks of it, there's
no buildings that are like literally
some buildings
that are unaffected by the fire.
And then what do they like shut down? Okay, obviously, while the fires are going, they're not going to send drivers out there, right?
Yeah.
But when the fires calm down, it's not like the drivers have a map of what is burnt down. You know what I mean? So do you send drivers out in that area? Do you try to get the deliveries done? I know that the stores, so because we obviously cover Albertsons here at 952. The stores are definitely getting deliveries.
They need them for like food and supplies and all that stuff.
Yeah, they're definitely pushing those, and they've actually lifted the curfew specifically for the drivers. LA has, because they have a curfew.
Yeah.
But they've lifted those so these guys can fill the stores and make sure that there's supplies and food in the area.
Did LA County put that curfew in place specifically for the fires?
I really don't know. I don't think it was specifically, but yeah, I know that our drivers are dealing with that. I'm sure, I know for sure the Albertsons guys are, probably the CVS guys within that area.
Yeah.
To try to make sure that these guys are getting the supplies that they need. It's just a pretty crazy thing, like all around.
It's wild because if it affects everyone that's like it's not in the labor movement, that's in the labor movement. It's an all affected thing.
Yeah, definitely. And then I'm sure we have members, Teamsters that live in some of those areas. So we're talking about people that lost their homes. I guess what I was saying is tragedy really doesn't care, what walk of life you are, who you are. I mean, a lot of those houses that burned in the Pacific Palisades were, very wealthy.
Yeah.
I mean, those houses were
Yeah.
crazy expensive. I saw one video of like a $37 million house burning.
I mean, that's what do they call it? Like acts of God, right? So acts of God, they don't give a fuck about the hierarchy. They don't give a fuck about your social position. It's like they take everybody, rich and poor alike. It's just what it is.
And I mean, I'm sure some of those people are not fine, but they they could deal with the loss, and some
can't.
can't.
And that's what's bullshit. You know what's crazy is, I know last year, before the fall came up and the dry season and all that, like before the winds kicked in, a lot of insurance companies were dropping fire insurance policies.
Well, yeah, they definitely had a bunch of that. A lot of it was State Farm.
Yep. I have State Farm.
They dropped a bunch of people.
They dropped a bunch of people, and I had to like renew my insurance. And he's like, "You might lose this. I don't know yet." So,
really?
yeah. And I'm
Do
like,
you still have fire coverage?
at the moment, I do,
Okay.
but I don't know how much longer I'm going to. I'm like, that's kind of like horseshit. Like, obviously, I'm like in a more densely, like I'm like in a populated little city there, but like, if a fire did roll through my city, the houses are like incredibly close. Like fires would just destroy that entire city.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, if you look at the pictures of Arcadia, it looked like insane.
Yeah,
Neighborhoods.
just gone.
Little neighborhoods. Like,
Yeah, and so
neighborhoods.
and
You're
then
just
the
like, whoa,
insurance
dude.
company's just like, oh well,
Sorry.
I was like, that's wild to me.
Yeah.
It's like you pay insurance, your entire the entire life of your mortgage, and
Well, you would pay it even after.
yeah,
Even if you own your home
even if you
outright,
owned your home, right?
you
So
would
it's like
pay
you're
it.
paying it the
So-
entire lifetime, your entire lifetime,
Yeah.
and then like they're like, yeah, sorry,
My bad.
yeah,
Yeah, it's kind of crazy. And
that's
I
like,
won't even get into like the mismanagement of the city and the state. And fuck Gavin Newsom.
I mean, yeah, there
just
are,
in general.
yeah, just fuck him, just in general. Kick.
But it's a crazy thing, And
It
like
is
I
a
said,
crazy
our heartfelt prayers go out to all affected by that whole area. We'll see what companies like UPS and Albertsons and all these companies that we have in the area. We'll see what they do. Like I said, I mean, I don't know. So say the building that those 9 routes came out of, 10 routes that are in the Palisades, it only has like 40 drivers.
That's not that many.
But
So
like,
that means their areas are like really big.
well, I think it's one of the smaller buildings, like more rural areas. But
Yeah, but usually,
what do you do if you're you just lost a quarter of your routes?
I guess
But I mean, does that mean you have to lay people off now? Does that mean
you're gonna lay off full time.
well, they can.
Yeah.
The work goes away. Yeah, they can lay off full-time drivers. I mean, they can't use cover drivers in that scenario.
No, yeah,
so
obviously they can't use cover drivers.
all
in
the
that
cover
scenario,
drivers
but
are
it's
probably
like,
going to go back.
can you imagine just being like a 25-year, like been driving for 25 years and you're close to retirement. This happens, and then like they just
Well, that's what it's funny because that's what the person I was talking to was saying is that all those routes are like juice routes. They're all
they're
mainly
all
resi, super nice homes. So all the guys that are losing their route, potentially, I'm not saying that they are, all the people that are losing their route are high seniority.
high
dudes,
seniority.
So what do? And then even like, let's say they do get rid of their route. It's not like they're going to have a rebid. It's not like, so now these guys are going to be, basically have to go utility, right? I would
Yeah.
assume. So you're going to go from
But what happens when there's no
juice
work?
route to
What happens when
utility
there's
driver?
no work there in that building? If the building's already small as it is,
I guess, I mean, they would
they
have
loan
to
them
lay
out
off.
to.
No, well, I don't know. Maybe they would, but they would have to lay off from the bottom. So
Yeah.
even if somebody has a route potentially, and you got these top seniority guys that would be utility technically.
Oh
People
man,
could
I'm
still get-
hearing the complaints right now.
People could still get laid off,
Yeah.
even if you had a route.
No, I'm just thinking of that. So like you got guys, let's say guys between like 24 to 30 years that worked out in the Palisades. This is all theory. I
Yeah,
have no idea. They get laid off. The bottom full time is going to lay off from the very bottom. And then all those guys, I'm just hearing it like the complaints.
Oh yeah.
About like I've had my route for 3 years, and it's like
Usually people in those smaller buildings, all the drivers really usually have a lot of seniority.
yeah,
You know, it's hard to get driving positions in those smaller buildings.
that's true.
So it's
Damn, can you imagine being like on your route for 11 years, and you're like, I've been here for 11 years. Well, that guy's got 26.
yeah. That's crazy, but
It's crazy.
It's potentially
but
something
that's
that
potentially
could
what
definitely
that's
happen.
potentially what it is.
You know, it's just a crazy scenario. So we'll see. We'll keep you guys updated. You know, obviously we're not the news here. We just
No.
it's something that affects us, affects our members, affects everybody really here in Southern California. So it's
It'd be nice to talk to one of them actually, or maybe talk to a maybe like a fireman. Aren't they? Don't they have like a
I mean, they're
repres-
union,
They're
for
union,
sure.
right?
yeah.
So that'd be nice to talk to them.
Yeah, it would be kind of cool just to see, you know, what happened. There's, like I said, you know, we
And
won't
they're
get
pulling
into
firefighters from everywhere, right? Like that's
Absolutely. Except those 60 fire trucks from Oregon that are stuck in Sacramento because they don't pass emissions.
that is the dumbest thing I ever heard.
If you guys haven't heard about that, apparently there's 60 fire trucks that were sent from Oregon to help, and they weren't.
And they don't pass
didn't
emissions.
pass
so
California emissions.
They won't send them to help. I think there's bigger things at stake here.
Kind of crazy. Anyways, we
It's
won't get into
smog.
all that. It's kind of crazy, but like I said, we'll keep you guys updated as much as
Yeah.
possible. For those of you guys that are out of state, I'm sure you can hear it on the news if you really want to look. Just search up what's going on with the fires.
Yeah.
And well, I mean, our next topic, George, that I kind of wanted to get into, contracts, 2025 with contracts for 952 specifically.
Yeah.
I think we have something like 13
Holy shit.
contracts that are up in 2025. We got some big ones for sure. We got, Bimbo Bread. We got CVS,
CVS, I know they're doing,
Warehouse,
yeah.
Albertsons Warehouse.
Yeah.
We have some big contracts coming up,
All right.
but a lot in general. We got OCTA. I think one of their contracts is up. It's going to be a hefty year of contract negotiation. So
That's
we'll
gonna be
see.
interesting.
We'll see what happens with that. Obviously, all those members, are waiting to see what the company is going to give them. I think these contracts this year for them are still kind of right before the COVID thing. So all these companies made buttloads of money. Specifically, I know CVS made a shit ton of money.
CVS makes a
during-
fuckload of money.
during.
Don't let those fucking stores fool you when you go in there and you're like, they don't make any money here. They make a lot of money.
Oh no, CVS is actually one of the most
It's one
profitable
of the most
companies.
profitable.
They deal with all the pharmaceutical stuff,
Yeah.
so they make a shit
fuck
ton of money. Yeah.
Yeah.
So we'll see, but CVS, Albertsons putting you on notice. We want our cut.
Yeah, the laborers, the people who stock your shelves, the people who drive your trucks, they need a little bit more.
Yep.
No one's asking for a fucking gold toilet or anything, or to supply each.
I mean, I'd like a gold.
I mean, that would be nice. Probably feels good.
Probably.
It's the softest metal. So
It is. It is the softest metal. It might be a little cold, but
yeah.
get
I
some
mean,
warmers.
people just want like, a fair day's work for a fair day's pay, and
Yeah, I agree.
don't fuck people over. Maybe give them an extra sick day or something.
Yeah, or an
I would
extra
love an
holiday.
extra sick day. Yeah, an extra holiday.
Sick days.
Holiday's pretty good, right?
An extra holiday.
Well, you know what we need to make a national holiday is the day after the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
That should be a national holiday. Everyone should get that day off. Even people who don't watch sports like myself. I don't watch a lot of sports. I watch the Super Bowl. I like watching the Super Bowl.
Yeah, most people watch.
Yeah, most people watch the Super Bowl.
They get drunk.
Yeah. And then they're like, okay, off to work night tomorrow.
I guess I'm being hungover at work.
Yeah, it should just be a national holiday.
Yeah, it would be pretty nice. But the like Albertsons and like I said, the CVS guys, pay attention. If you have a contract coming up, I will just say that in general. If you have a contract coming up, pay attention. Get with your stewards, get with your business agents. You're going to be having proposal meetings. And for those of you guys that like to complain, I will tell you this. If you don't put in your proposals and you're complaining about the contract and you're saying this and that, it's a shitty contract.
You
or,
have say.
you know,
Go put in your proposal.
Go put your proposal in. Make sure when that stuff comes up, you're putting your proposals in. You're paying attention, you know, to the proposal meetings, to the update meetings. You guys better be voting to approve, you know, a strike if necessary, a strike authorization vote. I would hope that that's, you know, mandatory, because that's a lot of the leverage
That's
we
our
use
leverage for negotiations.
to negotiate these contracts. You want the money, you better be willing to fight for it. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, definitely. Proposals are big, man. Go to those.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
So, like I said, just kind of pay attention. See, you know, make sure you talk to your stewards. They usually know what's going on. If not, get with your business agent, and they'll let you know what's coming up next.
Yeah.
So pay attention if you have a contract coming up.
Yeah.
Lastly, I mean, we're going to do kind of a short show, but lastly, I kind of wanted to get into 2025 being an election year for the local and what that means. So every 3 years, if you're a Teamster, every 3 years, your local will have a local election.
Yeah.
So what exactly does that mean? So you will be voting on your
Representation.
representation, more specifically the e-board. I know in some locals, just to put it out there, in some locals they actually vote for business agents. 952 is not one of those, but this is an election year for 952. So we will be having all that stuff, nominations in October. I think we do the vote in November. So just keep an eye on that. You know, that's coming up. But like I was saying, that specifically means you guys are going to be voting on your secretary, treasurer, your president, your vice president, and your e-board. Like I said, in some other instances, you might be voting on business agents specifically. But here in 952, that's what you'll be voting on. And all I say is that you guys be informed voters for now. You know, for me, obviously, I support Eric Jimenez and, you know, everything, and John Green and everything those guys have done to really change this local here. Much more active, you know, much more involved.
I definitely would say so.
You know, much more powerful. We got, you know, 2 IBT reps, Eric Jimenez being one of them for the package division at UPS, and then James Lopez being a warehouse IBT rep. That's huge for your local.
Big deal.
It really is. With that comes a lot of, say, you know, a seat at the table when you're discussing changes and whatnot that are coming on. Obviously, automation is going to be huge in a lot of those warehouse contracts and the UPS, you know, as well. Obviously, we have another 4 years under our contract.
Yeah,
but you know those are some of the things that are going to.
But they're making changes for it now. Everyone's I can see it coming. Some of my friends can see it coming. But some people are just completely oblivious to it, and then some don't care because it's not in my lifetime. That's one of my. I hate hearing that. I hate hearing that.
I would say that they're completely wrong.
They are.
It is in their lifetime.
You have no idea.
It's here.
It's here.
Automation is definitely
It
here.
is here.
Within, you know, the warehouse, especially, UPS included in that.
Yeah.
You know,
I mean, we have
it's
fully
taking
automated
jobs.
buildings.
Yeah.
You know, don't they have? They're testing automated big rigs, right? So like.
Yeah, they've actually purchased those Tesla big rigs a while ago. I think they bought like 149 of them or something like that.
And once they get all that Orion shit down with all the telematics and all that shit, then they'll have automated trucks for cities, like for package cars deliveries.
Yeah, I would assume eventually.
And then they won't have drivers. It'll just be a runner spits out a box, you grab it, take it to the door. They'll pay that guy 5 cents.
Yeah. Or he pays us to work.
Yeah,
for us.
to work there.
But like I said, that's coming up. You know, we got a local election here, so be an informed voter. Please vote when those things come out.
Go to your meetings.
It's important. Go to the meetings. Yeah.
Yeah. Keep yourself informed for the year.
Definitely.
See what the representation's doing.
And I will say, if you're not an informed voter, I mean, I probably shouldn't say this, but if you're not an informed voter and you're just fucking out there just, you know, for the popularity contest, that shit is just not the business.
I don't believe in that.
Pay attention or don't vote. You know what I mean?
It's actually better not to vote if you're uninformed.
Yeah, I agree. 100%.
Yeah.
So I don't know, George. You got anything else?
No, not really. I know, like you said, this is a voting year. We'll definitely do another episode. We think we did it with the last one. We showed the ballot and then how to fill it out.
When we get that'll be later.
That'll
on
be
in
a
the
little
year,
bit later in the years.
But we'll definitely start
all
ramping
that.
up on the election talk when we get there.
You get there. Yeah.
How to do it, what to pay attention for, where to get the information to, you know.
But I definitely can't stress enough to go to your local meetings and just keep. That's how you keep yourself informed. Guess what's happening for your local? They're talking about it at the meetings. So if you want to be informed, you don't want to just hear, like, I don't know, Sally from the back telling you. Don't go off the hearsay. Go to the meeting. Actually keep yourself informed.
And if you have a question, Eric says it all the time. If you have a question for him or for the e-board, call the hall, 714-740-6200. Call the hall. You can, get I'm not necessarily an appointment, but if you can get him on the phone, great. If not, he'll give you a call back, or one of us. Get with your business agent. Get it straight from the horse's mouth. Don't listen to all the hype on Facebook and dummies that just want to spread bullshit.
Trolls?
I guess you can call them that.
I mean, if it's misinformation, I would have to call that trolling, right? I mean,
yeah, or spun information. Where they'll
That's
take
true.
some information,
they
they'll
take
just kind of
some-
spin it and
to tell their narrative.
Get their narrative out.
Yeah.
Which I think a lot of it is. But hey, it is what it is.
It is what it is.
So that's all we got for today.
Not bad, a little shorty.
Yeah, a little shorty.
Yeah.
Speak for yourself. Anyways, just wanted to last thing. Fuck Sawas. He is off camera right now. He knows we're saying fuck him, so just don't think
just
that
know
we
that.
say it.
Just know that you guys,
Yeah.
you guys know that he's actually listening to that.
So fuck you, Sawas. We love you.
love you.
Hopefully we'll be on again soon. And please like, share, subscribe. Follow us on Instagram, OCST952. Email us.
OCST.000@gmail.com with all your questions, comments, concerns. If you need the number for this local for 952, or if you want to get connected to anyone with the Amazon that we had that episode last week, or
definitely.
any other questions, just hit us up an email.
Sounds good. See you guys next week.
See you next week.